Hey guys, NS Productions 8104 here, and today we got a review of a very special locomotive, which is actually local to me. And today we had the review of the second run of Rapido Alco M420s. This one is painted up in the Oil Creek and Titusville scheme, which is only about 45 minutes away from where I live. So let's get started on this beautiful locomotive, and we'll see all the beautiful details that Rapido has put into this model. Starting off in the cab here, as we can see, we got a separately applied nose-mounted bell. You got piping running down the entire length of the locomotive. Sunshades, wind deflectors, separately applied grab irons. Come to the nose here. You got a separately applied door handle, working headlight, ditch lights, working number board lights, working marker lights on the side of the cab. You got windshield wipers across all four windshields. You got separately applied door handle here. And below your pilot, you got your standard features. You got your MU hoses, your brake line air hose, snow plow, grab irons on the snow plow. There's no MU cable, but there's a coupling cut lever under there. Now, because this is a Rapido model, this has the metal handrails with the plastic stanchions molded in, and they look amazing. They're straight. They're probably some of the best handrails I've seen in terms of a model train. You got working ground lights, as you can see here. You got a whole bunch of truck detailing. You got sand pipes, brake piping, recorders. Anything you would want on a model, it's here. Even these sanding lines are actually attached to the truck, run up, attached to the body because they're a flexible rubber. So they don't hinder the truck's movement at all, but it still looks great. So this is the OC&T 3568. This is in the original scheme. It's been repainted it was repainted a couple years ago. Coming to the long hood here, you got nicely molded grills. We got the airline for the bell running back. The airline running back to the horn. You got lift rings all across the top. You got an exhaust stack here. You got a 3-chime air horn here. Continuing coming on down, you got a fuel tank, and as you can see, you got all the plumbing you could ever dream of. This is a metal fuel tank, by the way. You got, as you see, you got the emergency stop switch, you got the fuel gauge, you got the fuel cap. Like I said, you got all the detailing under there, all the piping. It looks amazing. Coming down here, you got more finely molded grills all throughout the back here. Really wish these were kind of see-through like on a scale trains model. Again, you got the plastic stanchions with the metal handrail running through. These are straight as a bullet. There you are. Super, super straight. And again, coming to the truck, as you can see, you got all the little detailing you could ever want. You got the sanding lines attached to the truck. You got the brake lines. You got everything there. You got traction motor cabling going to the back. Coming on top, we do have a separately applied etched metal little walkway plate here. So looking here on the back of the model, you got a working headlight, which is actually not, which is a separate function. Again, you got the lit number boards, which come on as soon as track power is on. Grab wires go down the top of the long hood. You got your brake wheel here. You got your standard pilot detail again, coupling cut lever, MU hoses, brake line. You got your not your KD, but your Rapido knuckle coupler. Again, you got see-through steps up the step wells, metal handrails, working glass lights in the back. Again, you got more separately applied grab irons. It's a very nice model. The only thing that's wrong is that the real model actually has another pair of ditch lights here and a rock plow, which does come in the poly bag. The rock plow is in the poly bag, and you just gotta, there's no pivot holes for it, so you have to carefully determine where that goes, drill the holes, and then glue it on. They have two versions of the rock plow and the poly bag, but again, this engine does have rear ditch lights, and they are not here. There's not even holes for them. They're not even in a poly bag. They're just not there. Coming along the engineer side of the locomotive, as you can see, it's got more of the molded grills and everything. It's got the almost same details on the other side. It does have the door to the back of the cab, which again has got a separately applied door handle, and again, it's got windshield wipers and all your standard features you'd see on a high-end model like this. And you got your sand filler hatches on the side of the nose and everything. tip it up so you guys can see the underside detailing. You got your air tank reservoirs here. You got more detailing. Again, you got your trucks that got the sanding lines that go free from the body of the. Like I said, these are a very flexible rubber, so it does not hinder any performance. So the performance is not hindered by the locomotive. There you go. You can see all the detail there. The one thing I don't like, though, is that you can clearly see the copper pickup strips through the trucks, through those holes. I really wish they would have painted that black so that wasn't as obvious. This engine does not come with the Rapido More Power, aka a capacitor in it, or a keep alive in it. So there's that going against it. But in terms of Rapido quality, it's Rapido. It's insanely detailed. It's stupidly detailed. It looks great, runs great, sounds great. So let's get some of the features going. Alright, so here's the headlight. Nice and bright. Ditch lights, nice and bright. Here's the horn. Nice sounding horn. Now, if anyone's watched the Rapido video on them recording the sound effects, they actually went to the OC&T and actually recorded all the sound effects for their sound file from this locomotive. So I don't know why they didn't offer it in the first one, but they didn't. But so now we have the OC&T version. So what other functions do we got? We'll turn on the sound here, F8. F3 is flange squeal. F4 would be normally for dynamic brakes, but this engine does not have it. F5 is for the Doppler horn, so let's play that. Like I said, F6 are ditch lights, F7 dims the headlight, F8 is the startup, F9 is drive hold, F10 is independent brake, F11 is your class lights. So we'll rotate through those. White, green, red, and off. Switching mode is F12. F13 activates the rear headlight. F14 is radiator fan. F15 is something called model train mode. One thing I don't like is that the horn's a little quiet. Oh, turn it on to F14 mode. If you turn it on to model train mode, it just acts like a normal model train in terms of the headlights, so that's good to know. I like the independent control of the headlights. That's actually kind of nice. F18 turns off your track inspection lights, aka truck lights. And then F19 turns off your number boards, and F20 is your air dryer. So it's there's not a heck of a lot of features like you'd find on scale trains or any other model up to 28 functions, but there's enough functions there to make anyone happy. You have all independent control of the lights, so if you really wanted to, you could do that. Again, this is a beautiful model made by Rapido. The only gripe I got about it is the sound. It's especially the horn. It's very, very quiet compared to some of my other lock sound models. I did forget to mention this is equipped with the lock sound V5. It is very quiet compared to some of my other models, and there's quite a bit of shell rattle, so there's that. But this is still a very nice model made by Rapido. I picked up my model at my local railway museum, the Lakeshore Railway Museum here in Northeast Pennsylvania. Bought this model from them. There are still a couple places out there where you can try and find this model this and in its newer scheme, but it's becoming harder and harder due to the fact that this model has been out for quite some time now. I'm going to say about 6 to 8 months. So if you want one of these, you got to pick them up quick because they are very hard to find. And if you go to secondary websites, you're going to probably pay more than what these things are, more than MSRP. So be careful on that. All right, let's let it couple up to a cut of cars, and we'll let it run on by. So we'll see you guys in the next clip. All right, we're coupled up to a cut of cars, so let's roll it on out. Alright guys, that's it. That concludes this review. This is a very nice model made by Rapido. A couple little detailing errors, but no one's going to be perfect. It's a very nice model. My first Rapido model, locomotive model I've ever owned. I definitely will say, very nice. Probably will not be ordering another one just because of how detailed it is. I'm afraid little bits are going to start falling off everywhere, every which way. Until Rapido start making engines that are definitely in my era. Maybe like some GP40-2s or GP38-2s. I think I'm just going to stick to my Acton Genesis and my Scale Trains models for my modern stuff. But since this was a local railroad and, well, I don't have a lot of local railroads, I figured to pick it up for a little. Decided to pick it up. But again, this is a very nice model made by Rapido Trains. Highly recommend them as a manufacturer. They got great locomotives and rolling stock. I own one of their passenger cars, and I own now their M420. Definitely would recommend more of their cars. Might have to start picking up, maybe trying to find one of their center beams that they made. But alright guys, I hope you liked this video. Please leave a comment below, and we'll see you guys on the next adventure. Bye for now.